Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest developments in the PulseChain ecosystem. It's getting really close to launch, guys, and I can feel the excitement in the air. The PulseChain bridge is officially done and released on the Testnet version only. So I'm going to walk through how to use the PulseChain Testnet bridge so that you can see what it's going to look like when PulseChain launches and how you're going to bridge your assets from the Ethereum world into the PulseChain world. So this is going to be what everybody is using to go from Ethereum into the PulseChain ecosystem. And obviously you can get back out too, but like I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of people are going to be sticking around in PulseChain for a while, especially when they realize the cheap and fast transactions that are available. So this was just put out by the PulseChain community, so you simply just connect a wallet right here. It's all very straightforward. Connect your MetaMask. I'm selecting all my accounts and I'm just going to link them and connect them for the sake of the demo. Now you can see up here I'm connected to the Ropsten test network on Ethereum. That's because, again, none of this is actually real, guys, so you can't transfer from real Ethereum into a test network, okay? In the future, you're going to use Ethereum mainnet and PulseChain mainnet. But for now, it's Ropsten testnet, which is an Ethereum testnet, and PulseChain testnet. So you've got a transaction history list up here that reads from all your account history, and then you've got your actual wallet up here and tells you which network you're connected to, and this is to flip-flop the direction of the bridge. So this button right here in the top right corner, you click that, and we're going to switch back to PulseChain testnet. And for our first transaction demo, we're just going to go from PulseChain testnet to Ropsten testnet. So let's go with 0.02 TPLS. And you can click this drop down here and see they've already loaded all the popular coins. Obviously Hex is number 2, and then all the popular ERC20s are over here. And people are going to be bridging all of these coins as well. So it's really not just about Hex and PLS. Anybody can come and use PulseChain, which is really the awesome part about the onboarding. We don't need to go over that now. Let's just go from PulseChain testnet to Ethereum testnet, and we're just going to receive 0.02 PPLS in our wallet. Now, quick nomenclature clarification here, guys. Just if you haven't heard by now, the PPLS is the denomination that we use to abbreviate where the coin originated from. So if a coin originated in PulseChain and it's being bridged to Ethereum, well, the coin on Ethereum is really just a representation of the PulseChain coin. So it's going to be abbreviated on Ethereum with a lowercase p in front of it. And this will go for any coin, right? PPLS is one of them, but it could also be PHEX, for example, or whatever coin you bridge over from PulseChain to Ethereum. But the P denominates that, hey, this coin originated on the PulseChain. And once it goes to the bridge contract, it's locked there, and a representation token of that coin is released with the lowercase p on Ethereum. And going in the reverse, it's the same thing, but with a lowercase e. So for example, when you're bridging your Hex on Ethereum into the PulseChain mainnet via the bridge, well, the contract locks your Hex and it issues you a representation token of Hex on the PulseChain network. So it's going to be denominated as eHex. So the E and the P actually denominate where the coin originated from. Now, Hex on PulseChain is just going to be called Hex. There's no need to call it PHEX on PulseChain, right? It only needs the abbreviation when it's going to a foreign environment. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to clarify that I think that's how the nomenclature is going to be going forward. Hex on PulseChain natively is just Hex. The Hex that's native to Ethereum is just Hex. It's only when they're going into a foreign land that they have to carry around that lowercase letter in front of them, okay? So we're going to go ahead and send. It's a big obvious button here, and we're going to send 0.02 PPLS, and we're going to receive that on Ropsten, so easily just click send. It pops everything up for you. As you can see, as usual, transactions and gas fees are dirt cheap, 0.00017 TPLS. That's going to be a fraction of a penny when PulseChain launches. And we have to wait for 3 block confirmations, which typically should take about 10 to 12 seconds, given that we have 3-second block times. Okay, so we're just waiting here. We're collecting signatures, I guess, and we have the ability to go start another bridge if we don't want to just wait for this loading spinner to load, but we don't have to do that because it's going to be so fast, right? Let's go take a look at our transaction on the Block Explorer. Okay, you can already see it's been confirmed 9 times. So it actually was confirmed faster than the screen was able to catch up to it. We go back and we see, okay, the screen also gave us a confirmation a little bit later. And then it wants us to switch to Ropsten testnet. So we're going to switch. Everything just pops up with the buttons that are given to you. It's super easy. You don't have to do anything. And just switch your network over to Ropsten. See, I switched networks, and now I'm going to go ahead and claim my tokens. And this will issue a claiming transaction on the Ethereum side. So it's actually 2 separate transactions. One to send them into the contract, and another to claim the coins on the chain that you choose. So this actually costs 0.0027 Ethereum gas. Because remember, this transaction is being done on the Ethereum blockchain. So we know that's going to be a little bit slower. Even though Ethereum is not slow at all, it still takes 13 to 14 seconds for a block as opposed to 3 seconds on PulseChain. While we wait for that, let's hop over to the Block Explorer. First of all, look at how fast it's going. It's just so beautiful. But let's go down to here, and I found a little Easter egg that I wanted to point out. Look at the gas price we paid. Guys, the gas price was 5 beats. Now on Ethereum, gas is denominated in a unit called GWEI, G-W-E-I. It's a weird name. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, there is a reason for it, but it's much cooler to have them be called beats, right? Because it goes with the whole theme. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but the very smallest unit denomination of a hex, meaning 0.00000000001 hex, is actually called a heart, similar to how Satoshis are for Bitcoin. So Satoshis are to Bitcoin as hearts are to hex, as beats are to pulse. So a beat, I guess, is what they're naming the smallest unit of pulse, which is really cool because it goes with the whole, you know, heartbeat, heart, Richard Hart theme going on here. You see what's going on? So just a cool little thing here. Pulse. Every heartbeat has a pulse, you know. So the transfer is complete over back here. We're going to go ahead and close this. And you can see I've already got 0.02 PPLS in my wallet. And if we want to click this import token button over here, this will actually just put the token in our wallet for us. So you don't have to go look up the contract address or anything. You can just click this button, it'll import PPLS into your wallet. And then you can see over in my wallet up here, we have got 0.019 PPLS because I paid a small transaction fee. So there it is. There's the PPLS in my wallet. Now let's go the other direction, right? So before we were going from PulseChain to Ethereum. Here we're going to go from Ethereum Testnet to PulseChain Testnet. So let's just send all this back, right? We'll send the maximum amount back, and we're going to receive 0.02 TPLS back on my native test PulseChain wallet, okay? So we're going to send that there. Looks like the bridge fees cost 0.1% right now, which is really cheap, right guys? So almost negligible. And we're going to do the same exact process here. We're going to send the transfer back to the PulseChain network, and it costs us 0.000222 ETH, which again, this might cost a little bit of money. You know, people are actually going to have to pay an Ethereum gas fee to get from Ethereum into PulseChain. But luckily, it's something that they're only going to have to do probably once or twice or a couple of times to get all their coins in, because by the time they have all their coins in, they're probably not going to be transferring back out to Ethereum all that much, unless for some reason they need to cash out and there's not a fiat on-ramp built yet. There might even be a fiat on-ramp by that time, so we don't actually know. This is going to take a little bit longer than the last time because, you know, Ethereum's a little bit slower, so it takes about 13 seconds to confirm blocks. So we're just going to go do that in the background, okay? So we've got that transaction going on in the background right now, and we'll just take a look at the rest of this page. Obviously, beautiful layout, beautiful UX, really great attention to detail, and it's very simple. There's my transaction loading up there. You can see down here, it's actually built by the PulseChain community, which is just a really cool message to see because that's what crypto's all about. But that's what PulseChain and the whole Hex movement is actually all about. It's a grassroots organic movement where we have no expectation of profit from the work of others. So in Hex and PulseChain, it's actually up to the community to build the tools that they want. And so it's just in line with the ethos of cryptocurrency in general. So in a true decentralized manner, you know, no one person controls any bit of the network. This is just a community-made website. There can be others too. I mean, there's already more than one go.hex.com. So having redundancy and decentralization in this form really makes it a powerful movement that truly cannot be stopped. So it's literally unstoppable code. So the fact that it's community driven is obviously really cool and core to the ethos of this whole thing. And we've got links out to PulseChain Testnet and Robston Testnet here. But let's go back and take a look at the transactions and see if it's okay. So it's validating right now. So we're in the validation phase, and you can see that this was the previous transaction. We went from PulseChain to Robston, 0.02, claim that. And now we're just going back from Robston to PulseChain. So 0.02. Okay, and we claimed it over there. So let's go check on our wallet again, and we should switch back to PulseChain Testnet. And yep, I can see right here, I just got 0.02 TPLS from the bridge contract. So pretty straightforward, guys. Swapping one way, swapping another way, all community driven, truly decentralized, and really good attention to detail. You know, we've even got like a little information box over here. So it looks like the daily limits are about 1 trillion TPLS. So I guess if you had 1 trillion TPLS, that would be your daily limit, and your max limit per transaction is 500 billion. Now, not a lot of people are going to be even owning that much PulseChain, but I guess you could do 2 transactions of 500 billion or 500 billion, and then you could theoretically reach your maximum for the day. And then the minimum per transaction is 0.018 TPLS to send back and forth. So great attention to detail, a nice little modal here to pop up more information. And we can see bridge fees on the way out to Ethereum are actually 0%. Now I wonder if that's going to be true in reality too, in the mainnet. Because in bridge contracts, there's typically somewhat of a bridge fee. On the way out last time, we saw a fee of 0.1%. And that's the only fee, guys. That is pretty dirt cheap. Okay, 0.1% to get in and 0% to go out. I imagine this might change in the future. They might adjust this and raise it a little bit. But actually the bridge fees are what keeps the contract honest. So from a game theory perspective, you know, right now, guys, there's actually no way to design a bridge contract without admin keys. And so a lot of these chains out here like Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and PulseChain, they're all EVM chains, right? So they all use the same underlying technology. And there's a pretty common bridge protocol that's used in all the main contracts, right? And unfortunately, there's no way that's been designed yet to do a bridge contract without admin keys. But what keeps these actors honest, what keeps the bridge contract owners honest, is the fact that they're making fees. So this is a revenue generating business for them. So incentives are aligned where even if the bridge operators were greedy, right? Well, they'd be making fees every day. So why would they want to destroy the thing that's making them a bunch of money? Because they have a lot to risk, and the likelihood that they get away with that kind of attack, that they're able to actually steal everyone's coins and move them into an exchange without being found out, it's just not worth the hassle for a lot of these guys to be evil if they're getting paid for their service, right? If they're getting paid a fee every time somebody goes across the bridge. So that's kind of the state of bridges right now and where we're at from a technological standpoint. So guys, there you have it. Bridging into PulseChain, bridging out of PulseChain. This is one of the last remaining things that was on the list right before PulseChain launches, so we're getting close, guys. Even Richard Hart mentioned himself, there's only 3 things left on the checklist. That's credit allocations, that's Testnet v3 for final bug fixing and everything, and obviously the automated market maker fixer bot, which is still in development. But these 3 things is all that's left on the list before we go live, right? So it's right around the corner. I think it might actually be sooner than I was anticipating in my head. I mean, I don't like to be overly optimistic about things. I like to be realistic, but seeing all this stuff and seeing this bridge right here, so well done, full of features and everything, it's getting me more and more confident that PulseChain might be sooner than we think. So get excited, guys. Obviously, make sure to like, subscribe, share the video. That's literally all you have to do. It takes you about 10 seconds to do all that, and it's great for the algorithm. It can help your bags go viral too, right? So you can pump your own bags by doing something as simple as liking and subscribing. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the next video.